Hi, and welcome. I'm Jules Muller, founder and CEO of Chicks Connect, and we are talking about the 5 steps to creating a content marketing strategy today. For those of you that are watching the recording, just make sure to pause this really quickly, get some paper and a pencil, a writing utensil so that you can take down some notes, and then reach out in our Facebook group with any questions you have. Reach out to anyone individually on the call today and ask any questions that you have, and we'll all be happy to collaborate, create, and celebrate one another. So let's start with Kaida. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do, Kaida.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Kaida Dodson from Springfield, Oregon, and I retired a couple of years ago, but I'm trying to start another small business right now. So just thought I would check in today and see what was going on.
Excellent, excellent. All right, Denise.
Hi, good morning. I'm in Veneta, Oregon. And right now I'm focused on my Be Creative for Charity. I craft for charity. And that's what I'm doing now.
Great, great. And how about you, Anne?
Hi, my name is Ann Severs, and I am from Las Vegas, Nevada on this beautiful morning today. And former school teacher like Julie, and I'm a social media marketing content builder.
Excellent, excellent. So we all heard that. So we can look to Anne once we've created this strategy. Okay, Anne, now what do we do? How do we get this out there to the people, right? Right.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, Suzanne. I don't know if she can get unmuted, or maybe she's in a meeting right now. Oh, she doesn't have the volume. She's not sure why. Okay, well, Suzanne Kavanaugh, she is from Springfield, Oregon. All right, and Coach Lucy, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do. Looks like she might be a little frozen right now, too. Well, that's the beauty of technology, right? So we do have this recorded at any point in time. If you join our call right now, or you join, or you're just watching and want to comment below. There's Lucy. Hi, are you able to tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do? Not quite yet. Okay, well, we'll go on and we'll just get started, and then we'll all be able to participate throughout this presentation. So we're just going to start a little bit by talking about the steps of creating this content marketing strategy and what we're going to cover today. So the first is identifying our tribe, and Kaida said she's starting a new business, and so she'll have, a great place to start is by understanding and identifying the people that you want to talk to and the people that might be purchasing from you. Now, in Denise's case, she has a couple of different tribes, right? She has the people that she donates the money to, and then she has the people that she looks toward to buy her products and services so that she can get that money. So you might have 2 or 3 different tribes. Let's say you're a realtor. You might have those that are the sellers and those that are the buyers. So 2 different tribes. So you really want to be as specific as possible with the people that you're going to be speaking to. So if you have multiple tribes, try to just pick one today to focus on your whole time through all 5 steps, and then you can go back and do the same process for the next tribe. Then we want to identify the challenges that this tribe has. And you can do that by actually asking people. You can do that by doing some research and identifying what those challenges are. But we're going to do, once we start working together on this, we're going to start identifying what those challenges are. And we'll do this in a mastermind format so that you can all give input, because some of us might be part of your potential tribe. And we probably understand the challenges having, been there ourselves. And then the content. What does your tribe really want to know? What would be of value to them? Then what action steps do we want our tribe to take? And that will be another brainstorm that will work together in a mastermind format in order to come up with that. And then the final thing, what results will your tribe have? So it's great if you can promise them all these things, but we want to make sure that they are proven results. So how do we figure out if something is proven, you ask people that have already been through it. So things like testimonials. Maybe you've done some beta testing on your products and services and you have actual statistics and results. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. So any questions about the 5 steps before we actually get into the meat of our program today? Okay. All right. So, if I'm going to go back to our group setting. Okay. So the first step that we talked about is identifying our tribe. So take a moment right now and just jot down some notes about the people that are part of your tribe. And those are the people that you are attracting so that you can offer your products and services to them. And when you have some ideas written down, go ahead and just start sharing and we'll start the conversation. Oh, Coach Lucy can hear us. Okay, so Lucy, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do. Good morning, she says. Are you able to unmute? She's just doing the chat. Okay. We're so glad you're here.
Can you hear me?
Now we do, yes. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lucy Escobar, and I am located here in the beautiful Salem, Oregon. I'm just finished up my networking meeting, and what I do, I help business grow their business, and as well as develop the leadership of those owners that work in their businesses. So that's who I am and what I do. Great to see you here.
Oh, it's great to see you. We're so glad you're here and glad that you're connected now. That's wonderful. How about Suzanne? Let's see. Is she able to? She still doesn't have volume. Okay. So Denise, tell us about your tribe.
Okay, well, I want to clarify. What I'm doing, my group is called Be Creative for Charity, and I actually invite people to create for different charities. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I take donations for the crafts that I do, and then I look out for other charities to put under my umbrella to serve. Like I've just picked up angel gowns, so I've had 2 or 3 people already donate their wedding gowns to make the burial gowns for the babies. So my tribe would be people that are giving, volunteering, they're very creative, or just want to learn, just want to serve other people.
Okay, and is there usually an age frame or any age?
No, I mean, I've had little 4-year-olds try to make little preemie beanies for the NIC unit. So, I mean, they can be my little gophers. I mean, there's really, as long as they're willing to serve and help, there's really no age limit.
Okay, and no particular geographic area because you can connect people to a charity in any area, right?
Right, it's international. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great, great. All right, Kaida, do you have yours? We need you to unmute.
Thank you for the reminder. As I was chatting away at myself.
It was all your best material, right?
Oh, of course. It's gone now. So I am trying to create a new business and have come up against insurance snafus, but I think I might have a solution coming. So I'm wanting to start a house sitting business. So it would just start through word of mouth and friends, and then do the friends of friends and things. And it's interesting because I'm booked pretty solidly through October and I haven't even told anybody. So anyway.
That's great. So are you promoting to people that might potentially hire you, or are you connecting houses with house sitters?
Oh, with me right now.
Just you personally. Okay.
Yeah.
So your client then is who?
Is the friend or friends of friends, or eventually then people that I've reached through networking or the marketing campaign or whatever.
But
So-
they will be homeowners or anyone that lives in a rental or a home. Do you find that people in rentals want house sitters?
Well, and it ends up probably being pet sitters that you're taking care of. You're at the house because of the pets, probably.
Okay. And you do that as well.
Yes.
Okay. So people with homes and pets
Yes.
that are going out of town for an extended period of time, or do you do day drop-in? Or
I haven't done day drop in, but short, weekends or short times out of town all the way up to a month so far. And then my goal is that I want to visit a friend in Florida, and I want to house set my way across the country to get there.
great, great. Okay. Okay. So yours is really based on connections and then people who like to travel, people
Yes.
who are, okay, people who are going places and like to travel. Okay, great. Lucy, how about you? And you're on mute as well.
Yes, I'll have you on speakerphone, but I hope you can hear me okay. The business that I work with are startup business, people that have a vision to open a business, or those that have been in business for 1 to 2 years, and they're wanting to grow their business to the next level and possibly hire employees.
Okay, okay. And is that in a particular geographic location or anywhere?
No, anyway.
Anywhere, okay. And a particular, so you said startup businesses anywhere, internationally or in the US only? Okay, and then great. So Anne, how about you?
I have an idea for the one lady with the house sitting. May I suggest an idea to her?
Yeah, of course.
I would be on the Nextdoor app with that business. The Nextdoor app is the app that like people in a neighborhood communicate with each other, and that would be a great place for her to be. I would just want to add that. My market right now is I'm concentrating on corporate accounts. I have some really good marketing tools that I can offer corporate accounts to really save them money and to save them, more importantly, a lot of time. So right now I'm focusing heavy on corporations. The casinos may work, but I'm gonna start doing small businesses and restaurants. I'm focusing on that right now because I have a really good program for restaurants that is just plug and play basically for them. So that's what corporates right now is what I'm concentrating on for the corporate deals.
Okay, and any only in your area or anywhere?
Anywhere, because the product that I have for a small or large business is a marketing solution that is very reasonable to a corporation, and it'll take some of the guesswork out for the employees. Like a real estate agency would be a really good lead for me, or mortgage group, something like that right now would be an excellent customer for me.
Okay, great, great. And Suzanne, I think, hopped off. So Tiffany, you missed the beginning, but if you could tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, and then who is your tribe?
Who I am, Tiffany Almazan, chair chick for the Jammin' for Joy Chicks in Las Vegas, Nevada. As you reminded me earlier, I'm lifetime member and 2015 Chick of the Year. My business is Neora. It's an anti-aging holistic wellness company, and my tribe are people that want to look and feel better. I have a problem that I can help them solve, whether it's with food, supplements, skincare.
Excellent, excellent. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so step one, identifying our tribe. So here's some other examples for those of you that are listening that maybe the ideas that were shared here didn't exactly touch on something that you're thinking of or you're having a hard time really identifying. So maybe you work with entrepreneurial women. So that would be part of the description of your tribe. And maybe to narrow that down, you'd say entrepreneurial women in holistic health. Or in direct sales. Maybe some of you work with people specifically in the direct sales market or MLMs. Or maybe people over 40 who are overweight by at least 20 pounds. So if you're looking for that specific core group of people, you could be as specific as you'd like with your tribe. Maybe you're looking for pet owners, dog owners specifically. So that might be something that Kaida's looking for. So some of her information that she delivers might have to do with the fear of leaving your pet home alone, you know, because Kaida to the rescue, right? So she could be there to help you with Fido. Or maybe your tribe are teen males between 13 to 18. So let's say you do have a product that's good for teen males between the ages of 13 to 18. Do you think they're the ones that are actually buying the product? No, Kaida's shaking her head no. No, they're probably not the one purchasing the product. So even though your product might be for them, who do you need to be speaking to? You know, you need to be speaking to the people that actually have the money that can buy it for them, or speaking to them loudly enough that they're able to coerce their parents in purchasing them that product. And so a great market to follow would be the gaming industry. What's the gaming industry doing to get kids to get their parents to buy them these games? Because no one has ever marketed a game to me. I've never seen it pop up in my Facebook feed or on Google ads, but I've purchased a lot of gaming products. So why is that? How are they marketing to that population and then getting the adults to do that? Maybe your target market are bank employees. So you want to think about the gatekeepers to your target market. So how would you perhaps reach bank employees or healthcare professionals or teachers? You know, Anne knows it's really hard. Oftentimes people think, oh, I'll just go into my kid's school and I'll sell these, you know, XYZ. Now, you can't get into your kid's school. You know, there are gatekeepers. There are certain things, even with charitable ideas, sometimes they can't get into the public education system. So really knowing the gateway, knowing how to get into the market that you want to speak to is very important. Maybe you're a coach and you're a life coach and you're looking to work with female leaders who are balancing work and family. People who have experienced traumatic brain injury. I know there's a lot of great health products and supplements and things that may be specific to people that are in that real fine niche of traumatic brain injury. Or couples who like to travel. So when you're first starting out a business, you might think, well, you know, anyone with skin, you know, Tiffany, do you remember, like, she does a skincare product. So oftentimes people are like, well, anyone that has skin can use my product. Well, maybe not, because there are people that, you know, have certain allergies. Maybe there are people that can't afford it. Maybe there are people that don't have a skincare regimen, or people that are already dedicated to a different product. You know, so it's not going to be everyone that has skin. Try to narrow that tribe down and see how you can work on that niche. So with those examples and with some of the things that you heard from other people, did any of you fine tune your tribe by adding one or two other things?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What do you think about, like, many of those things you said are applicable to me? You know, many of the groups, like, do you have a product that's great for boys that are 13 to 18? Yeah, I've got a great acne product. You know, brain injuries. Yeah, I've got a great product. Like, so many of those different little niches are applicable to me. So how do you then say, how do you handle that, I guess?
Well, so if you're doing products, or even if services or even crafts, one of the pieces of content that I would share is a featured product. So once a week, feature a product and say, this one happens to be for this niche. So you wouldn't take your whole marketing content program and gear it toward, you know, 13 to 17-year-olds, but you can subsegment, a piece of that and say, okay, what's the marketing strategy that I can use to market this one product, and how I can do touch points on that. Yes.
And then how would you define that as your overall tribe? That totally makes sense to feature product a week. That's kind of what I've been trying to do with having like different topics, themes of the week, and then I can like fit a product into that. But I mean, that just seems like then I go back to everybody has skin,
Everybody has skin.
And there's like, I'm going to target all these niches, but what's my overall tribe when I have so many niches, right?
Right. And I think you have the big umbrella, like you said, because everyone has skin, and then you segment. And there are going to be people that have skin that are more concerned about their skin as they age, or they're more concerned about their skin in the summer. So if you have a sunscreen product, now I know you live in Las Vegas, so you probably always need sunscreen, but the rest of the world has, sun 2 months, so hitting the products with the sunscreen for July and August, a couple months before, so they're prepared for July and August, would be a good time to fit that in. So those of you that have a broad range, have a broad range message, but then fine tune it based on times of the year, or seasons, or just by niches, and we'll get a little bit more into that when we get into what they want to know, what the content is.
Jules?
Yeah.
I have a question. I attended briefly a little bit of a seminar, and they were talking about taking a longer period of time. Instead of like a topic a week, they were suggesting going a month or 6 weeks, so as to not confuse your tribe.
So a month or 6 weeks for a particular topic. So break it down into 12 topics for the year. Is that what you mean?
Kind of, and because they were saying that, anyway, I thought it made a little bit of sense, but I don't know that it's wrong to do a topic a week, especially if you have some tribe gathered already. But they were talking about, to not confuse your newbies and to get them really educated about the one thing, and then introduce your next niche. So I just I don't know. I'm asking if anybody has an opinion.
Well, I think all the strategies are great. The issue becomes when people get all the strategies, but they don't take action.
Right.
So whether or not you do a different topic every week or every day or every month, just do something. So how you want to structure it is going to be, up to you, but not structuring it is not an option. So try things and see what happens. I know people in July and August are super busy, again, because Tiffany, not you, but the rest of us have 2 months of summertime, right? And so people, well, I guess even in you said you changed up your chapter a little bit. Well, and Anne is also in Las Vegas. But really having a lot of people, whether we like it or not, are kind of on a schedule of the school schedule. If you can all of us went to school or understand school in some fashion, where in fall, we all started this kind of reboot, and then New Year's Eve, we kind of, again, finished out something and started a reboot. So if you take that same kind of cycle that people are kind of already trained in, and use your marketing strategy toward that, that will be less confusing for people. But then every once in a while, throwing in a doozy. Someone just said they're going to do a blowout sale for 4th of July. That would be great. Do something really random during 4th of July weekend. A lot of people don't have big parties to go to. They don't have, they don't like the fireworks. They have pets and they stay inside. So it might be a great time to do Facebook Live and get in front of an audience that's staying inside on the 4th of July, So try to be, again, you want to go with the flow sometimes, but then be really random and sporadic other times where you think you might catch some people that aren't necessarily going with the flow. But good point, Kaida, on what you're saying is, and everyone will have a different idea on how they structure it. And really quickly, a a thing I like to use is I met a lawyer in one of my mastermind groups. She was writing a book about mediation, and she had the 12 steps of mediation, and she wanted people to do all 12 steps in 12 weeks. And I looked at her 12 steps, and in her lawyer brain, this is all common knowledge because she lives this stuff, right? She is in, and so someone who doesn't know anything about mediation, each one of those chapters could be an entire month. Each chapter could be 12 lessons within itself. I mean, just understanding the terminology and understanding the content within that, and then taking it and practicing. So we were able to turn her, what she thought was only going to be a 3-month program into a year-long program, because she had rich content. And oftentimes we forget that we know a lot of a certain thing that other people know nothing about. Like just take something as simple as pickleball, right? If I say pickleball, certain people have never even heard of that word. And then to really, it's a sport, but if and I know a little bit about the sport now, but if you've never even heard of it, you'd have to take someone from that very baby step beginning. So think about your business and the people that you're helping, that some of them may have never had a house sitter. Some people have maybe never had a coach. And so, great content for those people hiring a coach might be, what's it like to work with a coach? You could write a blog about just, people's experiences working with coaches. So start from the very beginning and then develop it and grow. Someone else was going to say something, and sorry.
Oh, I just wanted to give Tiffany kudos. She did an amazing dual person live. The only tip I would give her is to make sure that she is continually saying the company, the product's name, the company, the product's name, because people are jumping on. Like I was sharing it with people. She did I don't know the other girl's name, but they were amazing. I just want to give her kudos. She's doing very, very good.
Thank you, Denise, and I so appreciate your support on that. And those were great questions, so it was definitely helpful and a good reminder. So yeah, I definitely it's sometimes you lose track of, you don't want to like bug people that have been there the whole time, but then you want to be aware that new people are joining too. So yeah, good comment.
Right. You did great.
Great. And the other thing, I'm sure you do this, Tiffany, but real quick, as I was thinking about the videos, you go back in the comments and put the links to things.
Yeah.
Or in the description.
Yeah, and I discovered that because this one yesterday, you can actually type in a comment while you're live. Like you can comment on your own post, put in a link that's not a link right then, but then it turns into the link once you're done with the live.
Yeah, it'll hyperlink. Awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so a little bit more work for all of you. So you have your tribe described. Now take a few minutes to brainstorm and write down all of their challenges. What are the challenges that your tribe faces? And while you are thinking up your challenges, I'm going to talk to the people that are watching the replay here, and we're just going to go with the niche of dog owners. So let's say that my business is, I'm focusing on pet sitting. And so my challenges that my pet owners face are these. They work long hours. They're very busy. There's not enough time, not enough information. Their heart is torn. They have guilt. They're stressed out. They travel too much. Neglect. Chewed up furniture. So they're having all this chewed up furniture. Their dog is acting out and biting or barking. There's accidents on the carpets, and it's costing money to have their carpets cleaned. They're not taking enough dog walks. They're shedding and hair everywhere. Poor behavior with other dogs or animals, and poor behavior with people. So those are some of the challenges, or if you want to think about it, complaints. So if you think about your tribe, what are their biggest complaints? So if I think about Anne's tribe, technology, right? It's too difficult, or it's ever changing. Maybe Anne's tribe, they don't know what to say. They don't know what to, how often to post. They don't know when to post. They don't know how to post. So the who, what, where, when, why, and how are all confusing. They don't want to brag about their business, right? So when people are on social media, it's really about, talking about your business and sharing and educating. And some people feel that that's bragging, and that's a challenge maybe. So with KIDA, the challenge would be, afraid to leave. They're afraid of burglary. Maybe they're afraid their house is going to be broken into, or that their plants are going to die, or that their mail will stack up, or that their house will burn down. And, who knows what their fears are, right? So there might be a lot of challenges that they have. Denise's lack of money, lack of funds to help with the services. So thinking about the challenges, Tiffany already mentioned some, the wrinkles, the headaches, the lack of sleep, low energy, things like that. So what are some that I didn't mention that you would like to mention that you have on your list? Try to get at least 12 things down on your list. Does anybody have a list of all 12?
I think so.
Okay, go for it, Denise. And
Okay.
as Denise is talking, if any of you have these same challenges in your tribe, go ahead and write them down. And remember when Tiffany said, that was earlier today, not in this, but she said that she's looking for writers for her blog. So realize that if you have similar tribes, if KIDA writes an article or a social media post, for her tribe, it may also be applicable to your tribe. You could share her content with a little blurb about what KIDA does, but it's good information for your tribe as well. Then we aren't all creating the same, our own stuff. We use each other's stuff. It's a great way to market one another, plus have a lot of content. Okay, go for it, Denise.
Okay. Well, the complaints, I guess you would call them, that I usually get is I don't have time. They don't want to spend, because sometimes I do a 12-hour sew fest or whatever it is, we knock out quite a bit. So they don't like the long hours. They are afraid there might have to be money that's needed they can't afford to spend on being creative for someone else. They don't have the energy. Sometimes they don't understand what it's all about. Sometimes they just have fear, just different kinds of fear. It's just really odd. I don't really understand that all the time. Willingness, lack of desire, willingness to do it. They don't want to learn something new sometimes. They kind of feel that it's waste of their time. Like I said, they don't want to spend money on anything. And they don't want to use the time when they can't keep it. I have a lot of people that come to create. They don't want to bring their own supplies. They want to use my supplies, but then they don't want to give them to the charity. They spend all that time and energy. They want to keep it. So a lot of people don't understand that when you're doing charity, it's for charity. So that's a lot of the complaints that I get. And it's hard. It's really hard.
Right. Okay, did anyone else get their list? Ann, KIDA, Tiffany, any of you have any to share?
My list would contain people that really are stuck in. A lot of it is what to post, how to post, when to post, how many times to post, time saver, and money is the factor, because with me being in marketing, there's some, marketing companies that charge like $5,000 a month to do marketing. So that can also be an issue. But time is probably, I would say, the biggest one, because creating content it's tough, can be really tough sometimes.
Okay, and what to put, okay, content.
But Julie, I have to add something. So I love everything you're talking about. Identify your tribe, identify the challenges. Before I even sit down and do that step, I literally write out what my core values are for that. For example, I taught this in school, and I wish I would have elaborated more in school. So every client I sit with, marketing client, I sit there and ask them, what are their core values? What is, what will they never waver from? Say trust, health, integrity, or whatever the case may be. And I find if they do that, it really takes a lot of guesswork out of what they need to say, what they need to share, how they, or what to share. Because if it aligns with those core values, what they're sharing with others, then it's always a go. If it doesn't align, then you scrap it and move on to the next thing. So that's how I kind of sit with mine. And narrowing your audience is so key. When people say anyone with skin, that no one pops before my eyes when somebody says that. If somebody said something like, if you know someone who is suffering with, say, I don't know, heat rash this summer, that resonates with me. And I always try to rotate out like the needs, like over a month's time. I'm always very specific, in other words, because if we're not specific, really, we won't think of anyone unless that person, given the content, is specific in what they're trying to bring across to the audience.
Right. And Anne, that's great. That's great. The other thing that it made me just think of was with Denise's, if she had the core value, like you're talking about, a definition of what charity is, so that people, what her charity passion is, you come here to do for others, or even a tagline or something with this is about others. In some form or fashion, like Anne's talking about, identifying those core values, being clear with that before people would ever come to one of your courses or one of your experiences. The other thing that you touched on, Anne, with the core values is I made a glossary for Chicks Connect. Again, if we go back to that woman with mediation, right? She knows all the acronyms, she knows the lingo, but someone that's not in that field does not understand those acronyms and those, like, I'm sure you use tools in your creations, Denise, like art tools, or, Medium, I think it's called, I wouldn't understand what that is, the bring your, hole punch, that's about it. That's what I know, but I'm sure you have something about embellishing and, embellishments and I don't know, but there's a whole bunch of words that Denise probably has that I don't know about, right? Because it's a crafty world and I'm not part of that world, but I love doing things for others. And I actually love scheduled, organized activities where I know if I go there, I'm going to complete something and I'll be able to donate it and it's going to help people. Like, that would be good for me. I don't want to have to create it or learn how to do it or anything. I want to go do it and know I did something good. And so the other thing, Denise, is getting testimonials from people like me that, too busy too busy to craft on your own. Join us this Thursday for a collaborative crafting session where all the proceeds go to charity. I'd be like, oh, I get to craft and give to charity all in one shot. That's awesome. Like, you just filled my heart. So those maybe the clientele that you're looking for are the people that are too busy to craft on their own, right? We're too busy.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we want to do it and feel good about it, but we don't want to have to plan anything. Those were those scrapbooking parties, I would go and I would make one page, the page that we all did together, but that was it for my scrapbook. I never did it again. So, but if I knew I could do start to finish and it would go here, then my brain could wrap around that. I'd like that a lot. Okay. Other challenges that people want to mention. Anybody else have any on their list? Kaida, did you have something you wanted to share? You're muted again.
You did such a good list for me, but I did add a few things. Some are specific, but if they have, a fish pond or bird feeders that they like to have continuously done, or to have somebody in the home or at least dropping by the home in case there's a burst pipe or other kind of emergency. Making sure that the home's environment, that the air conditioning's working if it's hot, or or the heat if it's cold. So that, again, if there's pets, that the pets aren't uncomfortable.
The other thing too that I would think of, because anytime we have to take our rig and put it into storage, it's a pain because we lose all our food. And so, I mean, that doesn't happen in regular houses,
Right.
but you could, a service you could offer would be the night before they arrive, you shop for them so their fridge is stocked. So when they come home, you know, dishes are, you know, everything is clean, refrigerator stocked, you know, garbage has been taken out, you know, all those things kind of that would be, so just flow right back into your routine upon return. Be very helpful.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know what I was thinking too for you is like when you, this could be super cute too. I would have some magnets made up, right, that you can put on the fridge for you for the dog sitting and house sitting, and I would put it on there. And what I would do before you go to the client's house, I would bring them like a cute little bag. You don't spend much money. Put it maybe a few dog treats in there. Have your magnet in there. And then, I don't know, maybe some little gift. And so they have the magnet. So when their friends come over, they can see it. And then, oh my God, she brought my dog a present. Wasn't that so nice? So those little things go a really long way.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
And for me, having dogs, when I have a pet sitter at the house, what's really important for me is that I get photos of the dogs currently as to what's going on.
Right. Yeah, I've been doing that, and most owners do really like it.
Silence to me is my phone contact, and I want to see pictures of my pets.
Yeah.
I know that they're okay, because I just imagine like something happened. She took him to the hospital. I was like, what's going on? When I see pictures, you know, every other day, at least, you know, to know that all four are doing well, then I feel okay.
Yeah, well, FaceTime too. I mean, FaceTime with the pets and the house, and yeah, that's awesome. Okay, awesome. Okay, so you have a lot of challenges. So now we know what the complaints are, so Tiffany, a complaint then for you in the form of a complaint would be you're worried about your pet. You're just worried when you're away. Yeah. Okay, something else you want to add?
Just as far as me, before you move on, I was going to say that some of the challenges that I want to focus actually aren't product related. They're business team members is really what I'm looking to target. But
yeah, so what are the challenges that they face?
Well, I'm looking in that with the products, I feel like I know what all the challenges are. Is like there's so many of them, I can like target those. But for the business, I think about, I'm looking for women probably that are 35 to 50. They don't have time. They're struggling with balance. They don't like their work. They're tired. They're stressed. They can't sleep. They're unhealthy. They aren't positive. They aren't optimistic. They've just been beat down by, you know, their work environment. They're tired of the whole win-lose, you know, work environment, and they are feeling stagnant and uninspired.
Awesome. So that's a whole bunch of complaints and challenges. So that's the tribe that you want to attract. Okay, excellent. So now, what do you want your tribe to know? So all of you can look at this list, and if you just draw a line, so the negative stuff or the complaints are listed over here, right? Draw a line, and then what's a solution for that complaint? What's a solution for that complaint? What's a solution for that complaint? So some of it might be knowledge, some of it might be a product, some of it might be taking action, some of it might be gaining support. But here are some for the pet owners, if we're on this same, for those of you watching. So some examples would be grooming. So you could create probably a year's worth of content or more just on particular pet grooming. There's different kinds of shampoos. There's different kinds of brushes. There's how often to groom, whether to groom yourself or take to a groomer. There's how often to cut the nails. Do you cut the nails? What are some other options if you're not going to cut the nails? Capping the cat's nails. Okay, so grooming your animal's teeth, the teeth of the animal. How do you take care of those? So could you see at least 50 videos, how-to videos on how to groom your pets? I mean, could you just, in your mind, Probably, right? So think of all of that as content. And you can deliver it daily, you can deliver it weekly, monthly, but the whole topic of grooming, the importance of grooming, the cost of grooming. So let's say you do it yourself versus going to someone, and are there degrees of grooming? Well, there are pet spas. I'm sure the pet spa is a little bit different than just taking it to the, Petco and getting its hair cut, right? What type of shampoo we talked about, doggy hygiene, the importance of glands. So your pets also have glands, and I don't know anything about that, but I know it's a thing. Teeth care, safety around oils. Some people want to use the essential oils on animals, but some of those essential oils aren't necessarily good for animals, so you need to figure out what are the dangers. So you could do a whole blog article on the dangers of taking your pets for a walk, okay? Now, that's going to be like, what do you mean taking your pets for a walk? That's not dangerous. But what might they encounter on a walk that could be dangerous, right? And I bet there's 5 things, 5 dangers of taking your pets for a walk. Someone might read that, right? Because it seems odd, because people are always saying, well, you have to take your pets for walks. That's the good thing to do. Well, what are the things that you should watch out for? Maybe another broad topic would be the socialization of your animals, exercise, nutrition, 5 steps to a healthy pet through nutrition, the raw diet for your pet, making your pet's own food, things like that. Loving your pet. So how to have a relationship with your pet, right? How do you treat your pet? Fun with my pet, physical health, approved products, doggy daycare. So let me back up to this one, approved products. So anytime you're blogging, and oftentimes on social media too, you can post affiliate links to different products that you recommend. So whether or not you're in direct sales, of course, that would be your own products. But if you're marketing someone else's product, you can become an affiliate to that product and post your affiliate link. So all of you hopefully are affiliates to Chicks Connect. So anytime you post something about Chicks Connect, use your affiliate link. And then if someone joins as a result of that, I pay you. You could do the same thing. If you're talking about pet shampoo that you love and they purchase it on Amazon, you can post that Amazon link for that pet shampoo. Okay, does that make sense? Awesome. Doggy daycare, new environments, new pets. How do you bring in a new pet or a new baby into the family and acclimate the existing pets to that new person or pet? Training and commands, veterinarians, pet safety. So foods, weather, oils, toxic, chemicals, like we talked about the 4th of July. So all of those things become content for your tribe. It can be a huge article, it could be a report, it could be a small little blurb with a picture. Fun things to do about pets would be everybody post a picture of your pet, you get a lot of engagement. And so pets could really, we could go on and on and on about talking about our pets. You could have a pet of the month and feature a foster pet each month. And, so Denise could do a charity a month and feature that charity. Anne could do a business a month and feature her particular businesses that she represents, and just do a full-on spread and marketing campaign for that particular business. Who are they going to think is great and want to refer? Anne. If Anne said, oh, your business, who did you say you wanted to talk with, hon? Did you say bank? Oh, restaurants. What if you did the featured restaurant per month? So you developed a 12-month restaurant plan for the restaurants in Henderson, and whether they're your clients or not, but you try to get them as your clients, of course, but you say, I'm looking for 12 restaurants to feature during 2020, and the restaurant's responsibilities might be to provide a coupon or a special to your audience. In return, you're going to do, 4 social media posts. You'll take your Chick chapter there for a dinner, of which you'll do a live video. Something like that. So it could be, you know, just a great way to feature 12 prominent restaurants in your area. And then in return, what you're asking for is that they sit down and listen to your marketing product, you know?
I love that, Julie. Thank you.
Yeah. And how fun would that be? And wouldn't it be neat if they get, oh, this is even better. So what they have to do is offer a free meal to you and all your chicks, of which you'll do your meeting there and you'll do whatever. They have to offer a coupon to your tribe, and then in return, they are your featured monthly restaurant. And you'll encourage your tribe to go hold their business meetings there and things like that during their particular month.
Yeah, and take their families there or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
maybe
all right, awesome.
we dial in the charity component. Maybe they have a special charity that they're willing to give 10% of their profits during a particular charity night to the charity of their choice. And you'll feature their charity too.
Sounds good. I like it. Thank you.
Doesn't that sound fun? Okay.
Yeah, it sounds really fun.
So,
actually.
so I mean, then when you have a structure like that, again, you know, however you want to structure it, but if you're just, I'm looking for 12 restaurants this year to fill out my restaurant plan for 2020, and then you just plug them in, plug and play. And I can help you create a template. You're good at that too, though. But if you wanted help with that, let me know.
No, but this is a really good conversation because I'm actually sitting with the client today after I get off the phone, and I stressed to her, I'm like, I really need you to get a paper calendar, and I start slating out what you want to talk about for the next couple of months. For example, she's insurance. So I said to her, I asked her a question yesterday about if I have liability only, okay, say, and I rented a truck to go across country, and if I hit somebody in the rental truck, I'm in big trouble because I only have liability insurance, my own insurance. So I was telling her, I said, college is coming. People are going to be bringing their kids to, you know, jump up their things. That would make a great, like 1 minute video on, you know, just things to know traveling across country as an insurance agent, and just structure, maybe do a backpack drive, things like that, just to really get, you know, be a part of the community and things like that. So I think laying it out on the content calendar is really key, and it really makes it so much easier.
It really is. It's just a plug and play. You know, you've got your calendar, plug in the different restaurants, you know, or different tips or different, you know, for the year. But,
Yeah.
you know, that's how we were trained. So that's kind of how we think. But yeah, so again, doing something is better than doing nothing. So whatever structure feels right and looks right for you. And I'll send you I'll post the 2020, you know, graphic calendar thing. So some other examples of content. So we talked with Tiffany, and an idea for her would be the product, featured product. So Denise could do 12 different crafts, you know, one a month. She could do 12 different charities. And I'm just picking the number 12 because that's what works in my brain. If you want to do twice a month, you just say 24 charities, 24, you know, products. What Kaida might do are she might do the seasons. So, and what you want to do is market the season ahead for the next season. So think about the clothing, right? And when do we see Christmas stuff in Costco? We see it in October, right? You know, pretty soon we're going to see Halloween stuff if we haven't already. Halloween stuff will be ready. So when you start seeing those things in the department stores, that means your marketing plan should start reflecting for that. So Kaida, if she wants to plan out her schedule for the fall, this summer she should be saying, you know, what trips are you taking in the fall? Are you ready to fall forward with the time change and the time to get out of your house and go to Aruba, or, you know, whatever? You'll need someone to, you know, take care of the inside and outside of your home while you're gone, you know. So all of those things are things to be thinking about a few months ahead of time. So other content. So this is the place where we have the list of complaints. For those of you watching, you had your complaints or the challenges, and what solutions can you offer? Okay, so somebody talked about time and money. So time and money seem to be big ones for a lot of people, no matter what your product is. So let's talk for a minute about time. I don't have enough time to be charitable. Okay, so if you did have enough time, would you want to do it? Yes. Okay, so the desire is there. So understanding if they have the desire but feel that they don't have the time. So what in their life brings them joy and what doesn't bring them joy? And the things that don't bring them joy, can they delegate those? So let's just say you did a blog or a content, the 27 ways to delegate menial tasks that will free up 27 minutes of time per day. You know, I don't know, I'm just making it up. So, but what if you could think of things that you're doing right now that are really a waste of your time? What would be something that really is a waste of your time that you're doing right now? That you could delegate or just not do at all? Anybody have anything?
I do.
What's that?
To be honest with you, a lot of clients, when they want to hire me for their marketing, they have no idea who their audience is. And that's a big first step to go with them. They don't know who it is. It needs to be narrowed down. And so they're like, they want to do marketing. They want to do this, amazing campaign. But when you ask them, well, who is your audience? They're stuck because they don't know who it is. And they'll say everyone and anyone. I'm like, well, you got to narrow it down. You got to keep on, diving deeper. So that's a big issue with a lot of my clients.
Right. Okay, anybody else? How could you free up time? What's one of the easiest ways to gain more time in your day?
Time block.
Time block? Okay, what else?
Putting down the phone, just concentrating, maybe go to, for those of us that work at home, sometimes I know for me personally, I need to get out of the house for a little bit and go sit someplace else to really get some work done. And do not check your phone while you're on there. Just, delegate the time. And if you say, I'm going to do an hour for content creation, then make sure you take that hour.
Okay. So really taking control of your time. So being more productive in your schedule. Okay. What's another way to gain some time? What's like the easiest way to you have to get something done. You need an extra half hour. What could you do?
Ask for help.
Okay. Ask for help. What else? There's a super easy one.
Delegate.
It's a super easy one.
Or hire somebody else to do it.
What else could you do? I just need an extra half an hour a day. What could I do?
Oh, wake up earlier.
Wake up earlier. Okay, so if you just need an extra 30 minutes a day, wake up 30 minutes earlier. Okay, and then start really looking at your schedule. How much time do you spend watching TV? How much time do you spend in traffic going somewhere that maybe you don't need to go? Maybe you could pay your bills online instead of delivering them to the firehouse or the utility station or something. Okay. So how can we all have the same 24 hours, right? So it's about being more productive with your time. And the only way we will know if we're productive with our time is to actually do a time assessment. So I encourage you to get little index cards, put them in your back pocket, and then, wake up. What time did you wake up? Maybe it was 7 o'clock. I woke up. Okay. And then and have your phone ding. So at 8 o'clock, what are you doing? At 9 o'clock, what are you doing? At 10 o'clock, what are you doing? And then write down the stuff that you're doing at those various times. Do that for a week. Take a look at it. And like, oh my gosh, I was spending, 12 hours a night sleeping. I think I could probably just sleep for 7 or 8 hours maybe. So start decreasing that. Oh my gosh, I took a 2-hour lunch. Do I really need 2 hours for my lunch? Yes, because that's my self-care. I'm doing reflecting. That's really important to me. Okay, do I need 3 hours of binge watching Sopranos from 1991? No, I don't need that. Okay, I can cross that off and recoup that time. So do a time assessment. And maybe that's something that, Denise, if you like that, if that's one of the biggest complaints that your tribe focuses on. Maybe you could do a whole segment, a whole content strategy, marketing on how to recoup some time during the day. You've been rewatching Sopranos. How funny, Anne. I know I turned it on the other day. That's what made me think of Sopranos.
I do have one problem.
What's that?
A lot of people, including me, I spend a lot of time organizing. And you waste so much time organizing, you get nothing done.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Okay. So if you find
organized chaos.
Yeah. Now, organizing feels good because you feel busy and you feel productive. But I would encourage you, if you notice that you're spending 3 hours organizing, say, okay, I'm going to limit myself today to a half an hour organizing. I'm going to start now. I'm going to turn on my music. And when the 30 minutes is up, I'm going to stop. Even if it feels painful, I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to do, 1.5 hours on crafts. And then my reward is another half an hour of organizing. However, because some people think of organizing as horrible. I like it because I feel productive and busy and feels good, but you're right. It doesn't, what does it do? It just makes me feel good. I'm not making any money when I do it, or I'm not giving to anybody but myself. So think of, this is good for a person who's heart-centered. Think of organizing as being selfish. So, right. Yes, because we don't want to be selfish, but really it is for ourselves. So, limit that time to a half an hour and then get your creative time and your creative juices flowing. All right. So what are some other ways to help people understand how to recoup some time? I do a thing called priority mapping. So just having everyone, if they do that, what do I do in the days? Just jot down the different activities that they do. I have them jot down all the different activities that they do on one side, jot down all the things they want to do on the other side, and then circle the things that are most important to them, and those get plugged into the calendar first. So some will be you have to do. There are things that we all have to do, and some will be want to do, but schedule those things, and that's how you get those priorities to the top of the list, and you get them plugged into your calendar. And then the key is to really work your calendar. So have a reward system set in place for actually rewarding yourself when you follow your calendar for the day. So many people don't. Now, it's okay to be flexible and all that, but if you really want to try to make a change, then priority mapping and getting those priorities in order, and then rewarding yourself when you actually accomplish them. So the goal with this third step, which is the what do you want your tribe to know, is to come up with 12 overall themes, if that's what works best for you, and then subcategorize those into weeks. And I'll give you a little template and you can fill that out. So back to the dog situation, if grooming was one of my topics, I would put that in January. So at the top line, I'd say January pet grooming, and then I'd have 4 different subcategories. So maybe it's based on their coat, maybe it's featured groomers in the area, and maybe I just go and I interview 4 or 5 different groomers. All those interviews become content. Kaida, I don't know if you want to house sit or travel and stay in places besides houses, or do certain activities. But, being a travel blogger and writing about the different activities when you get there. So that could also, back to the money thing, right? So some people say, well, there's no money, there's no time. So let's say that Kaida wants to travel to the state of Washington. She wants to go to a museum. The museum costs $12. She's looking for a way to work it out so she doesn't have to pay. So she could contact the museum and say, I'm a travel blogger. I'm coming up to your museum. I'm going to be writing an article on your museum. Do you have a guest pass that you offer travel bloggers? And maybe she gets in for free. So it never hurts to ask those things. And when you become a content creator online, people are more interested in giving you things for free or paying you commissions when you market their things. People have been giving me like pickleball nets and pickleballs because I have a pickleball Instagram page, and they want me to try them and comment on them. So hey, I want to send you some pickleballs. So 2 people already have sent me their pickleballs, so, I mean, I haven't paid for them. They just send them to me. So it's kind of interesting if you want to get in that arena of being an influencer. So January might be grooming, February might be socialization, March, exercise, nutrition. So these kind of broad topics, and then you plug people in. And like Tiffany said this morning on our call, she's looking for writers who fall into those categories. So same thing, let's say in September, you focus on, let's say Denise focuses on September, the feelings that people have about being charitable. Well, all during August or even July, she could ask, hey, chicks, have any of you ever given to charity? Can you write a little paragraph or 2 about what that felt like, and then send me a picture of yourself? Okay, then they're creating the content, they're telling the stories. Denise gathers those stories and publicizes them. This is what it feels like to be charitable, because she was saying that people wanted to keep what they made. The whole purpose of her program is to be charitable, so they don't quite know what it feels like yet to give, or they wouldn't have said that, So, but if they read other people's testimonials of actually giving, then that they might be more apt to want to give. Or she could do a video contest, tell me about your favorite charity and why you love them. And then all those videos that people send her become content that they could share. Okay, other ideas that you've come up with for your particular content or solutions to the challenges. Remember, the solutions to the challenges, all that becomes content. Anybody want to share? Anne, if you're talking, you're muted, so we can't hear you. Okay, we'll keep going. All right, so the next step is the taking action. So this is where you call your tribe to do something. So you've just posted this great post on social media or your blog or a video, whatever it is. It's all about grooming, let's say, or it's about the importance of work-life balance, or it's about the importance of being charitable or what that does to you. Then you want your tribe to do something. After every post, a call to action should be listed. Not always the same thing, and not typically something that says, buy my $997 program. That's a big call to action. Those every once in a while are okay to post, but that shouldn't follow every single one of your posts. So it might be something like this. Watch my videos by clicking here. Join my doggy club for $14 a month. Buy my products, and maybe you list, but only list one at a time. So on each post, you're just talking about one thing. So if Tiffany has that acne treatment medication for ages 13 to 18, she would put that particular link. That makes sense. Maybe it's read my book. So maybe you've created a little ebook. Hire me for training. So Anne mentioned the $5,000. Oh, we didn't go back to the money thing. We should go back to the money. But some people don't want to hire a marketing person because they're $5,000 or something. But Anne, you have a tool that you sell to people that is less than $5,000. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's $127 a month.
Okay, so how to have a $5,000 marketing plan for just $127 per month, or something like that. So you're going to let people know that they don't have to be afraid of the price tag of the marketing program that you have. But they're still going to want to know how much time does it take them to learn how to use it and then to maintain it? So those are big questions I think business owners would want to know, and I'm sure you share that when you're working with them.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, another thing we can do in a call of action too is just a simple share my post and I'll enter you in a drawing. You could do it very simple, like something even that simple.
Right. Read my blogs, send me referrals, give me testimonials. And you don't want to say it that way. You want to say, it better than this. These are just kind of blanket call to actions. Please review me on Yelp. Please like my fan page. Please join my free Facebook group. If you enjoyed my talk today, so every time you present to a group, if you enjoyed my training today and you can think of someone else that could also benefit from this talk or this training, please jot their name on the back of your business card and then turn it into me. I'll connect with you to figure out how I can get in touch with the program scheduler. Always ask for that next lead. Have any of you ever had a Cutco representative come into your house?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're in direct sales or network marketing, MLM, I think they have one of the best training programs for people. They teach their people how to get out and network and be professional, and then they get into your house. They actually come to your house. They show you how the product works, but they don't leave your house before you give them 5 other names of people they can contact. They are not shy about asking for the names of 5 other housewives, I think they used to say, but they probably don't say that anymore, that may also like the presentation, and then so do that. Ask who else, hey, I'm so glad that this content is helping you. Who else do you know that this may also benefit? Please share it with them or connect me in Facebook Messenger. Opt in for my newsletter, come to my workshop, post a photo on Facebook, attend our doggy and mama spa retreat. I thought that was good. So you always want to have a crazy big offer just in the back of your pocket. Maybe it's something that you want to do. I met a gal in one of my mastermind groups that loved gemstones and riding llamas or riding camels or something like that. So they went somewhere where they could mine gemstones while riding camels through the desert. And she put together that particular excursion that she wanted to go on. And she marketed it for like 2.5 years, got the 8 people necessary for her to do it for free. So oftentimes when money is an obstacle, there are ways to go about things. If it's on your bucket list or it's on your dream board, that there are ways to go about things that don't necessarily mean you have to write a check for the $5,000. How could you make it happen in a creative, collaborative way? So anyway, that was interesting. So what are some things that you have already created that you could specifically do for a call to action? I think you all have Facebook business pages, right? Okay. So one thing that you could do today is do a post in our Chicks members only group that says whatever you want, teach them something, one thing, one solution to a problem. Okay, that's the content. And then ask them to go like your fan page to stay in touch for more content. Or read a blog or opt in for a newsletter. So that's one action step you could take today. Other types of action steps. Have any of you written an ebook? Okay, if you were to write an ebook today, what would the title be? Kaida.
Oh, God.
I know what mine would be.
Oh, good. Go.
Okay, Anne.
Streamlining your business, because that's my word for the year, is just streamlining, just making things a little tighter, a little neater. So streamlining your business would be my probably my title.
Okay. And how many chapters would it have?
I could probably do 3. It is an ebook, so you don't want to make it too much, I don't think.
Right. So what are your 3 top tools to streamlining your business?
A mobile business card.
Okay.
A marketing program. And I have to say it again, the core values is the very first step with me with working with any client. So I probably would attach a core value worksheet for them to fill out. And then, so that could be another part of the freebie. So that's probably where those three.
Okay. So core values, marketing, and the mobile business card.
Yes.
Okay. And the mobile business card is important for networking, right? I mean,
it's important
in your business.
It's important for networking and building your business, and it's a CRM. So
right.
That's another thing that I've learned, which is a customer relationship manager. And when I first became an entrepreneur a few years ago, I knew that was a crucial thing that I needed, was a customer relationship marketing tool. So for people to manage their clients, for follow-up, and that it is just so important. It goes in with streamlining, and it's another thing that could be very pricey, but I found a great program for $10 a month, and it keeps all my contacts organized. So
okay. So if you did an ebook on creating core values, the importance of a marketing plan,
yes.
and networking and following up with clients, those would be the 3 content pieces. The products that you would sell within those would be your marketing program for the $127 or whatever it is a month, and the mobile card.
Right.
And then there would be some applicable work that would be, fill in the blanks for the people. Okay. Do you think you have that written by next week?
Yeah, I think I can. And that'd be the other thing too, is, an advantage of joining me in those adventures. You'd also be put in my closed group for marketing tips and tricks.
Right. So in each one of those chapters, I mean, you've already talked about core values today. So in each one of those chapters, there's probably 3 or 4 paragraphs describing what the chapter is about, why it's important, and then a sheet on what they can do to implement that. Then chapter 2, again, 3 or 4 paragraphs explaining why marketing's important, a couple activities for them. And then the networking, couple activities for them. And then the resources page, these are the products they can purchase to streamline their business. And then you have an ebook right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I also think too that, as we go forward and we meet people that are maybe in the same industry, there, you can work with them too, and, share each other's content. And maybe if you see a really good blog post and you read, well, I encourage you to read it first before you share it. But that's another good way to bring value to your client base.
That's right. And to cross promote one another. Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right, Tiffany, do you have an ebook in mind?
7 Secrets to Creating a More Joyful Life.
Excellent. And so 7 different chapters, let's say, maybe with a summary or a forward, and then a summary at the end with some a resource page. So when will that be finished? He's going somewhere. All right, we'll come back to her. Denise, what's yours called?
Oh, I see how you are. It would be Creative for Charity, which is my umbrella.
Okay.
First chapter would be, why do you create?
Okay.
Second would be, does charity touch your heart? Third would be my list of favorite charities closest to my heart. And then the fourth one would be patterns to get you started.
Excellent.
So,
when's that going to be finished?
I could probably do a quick one by, give me 2 weeks to do that.
All right. So when y'all have these ebooks, you could share them, and Ann and Tiffany were both saying cross promote them. Okay, this is great. And it just becomes a really great freebie for people who want to know more about you and, get on your email list for one. Yeah, but just creating it, some people get hung up because they're like, well, I don't know how to get it to people. I don't know how to, just create it. Then we'll worry about the next steps. Be like, okay, Jules, I created it. I proofread it. It's good to go. I saved it. Now what? And then we'll figure out what the next step is. Kaida.
I haven't gotten far enough along to think about an ebook about this topic, but I did want to point out that Gia has joined me. If you haven't noticed, I don't have the best camera on this laptop, but she's delighted that I'm sitting still long enough for her to snuggle.
So what, what you love about house and pet sitting, right? So there's probably a different story and a different love that you've had with each experience. And it might your little ebook might just be the diary of a house sitter, a house pet sitter or something.
Oh, I love that. The diary of how cool.
Yeah. And then you share, write a little story, because the owners would probably love to know what you loved about their place too. And then
and I have taken a lot of pictures where I've stayed and sent not just the pets, but the one owner. I was there a month, and her yard was in bloom, during that month. And she had mentioned something about that she was going to miss some of those things coming into bloom. And I sent a lot of pictures of plants and flowers too.
Right. But if you did a diary of what you love, share, keep it all anonymous.
Right.
But do share the page that you wrote specifically about that homeowner's place with that homeowner. And they were like, I never saw my porch that way, or I never thought of my little nook in that fashion. Who are they going to want to come back? You know, yeah. So that might be a neat thing. And then it might inspire other people to want to house sit, or feel comfortable having you come house sit for them. Yeah, so just another piece of collateral. Okay, anything else to add to the calls to action? They should be clear. The other thing is, and I've talked to Tiffany about this, you need a buy now button. So if you don't have ways for people to purchase whatever it is you're selling, or sign up for your workshop or whatever, just always make sure you have that button so that they aren't confused in knowing how to, connect with you, how to do the call to action.
Do you feel, Jules, that this ebook is a buy now product, or is it a freebie for signing up?
I think you could, if you wanted to go to the extent of putting it on Amazon or something as an ebook and sell it, for 99 cents or $2.99 or whatever, but then also reserve the right to give it out for free whenever you want. Anytime you're speaking, like if you were in front of a room of people, the best way to capture all the people in the room is to have one of those text numbers, text this number for my ebook, complimentary ebook, complimentary to those of you at my thing. So you don't have to necessarily say it's free, but to them, because they're at your place, it's complimentary. That's how I used mine. I gave it away whenever I wanted, but it was also for sale. So both. Okay, so we did our tribe, we did their challenges, we did the solution in the form of the content, we did the calls to action, and now the benefits. So understanding what the benefits are can come in a lot of different forms. So it can be through testimonials. It can be through your own personal experience and story. So always tell your, somewhere on your website or in videos or somewhere, tell your personal story. You're doing your business or your heart passion because of something that touched your heart, probably, or your desire or your personality. So share that personal story. So what will they have? So ask yourself this question. What will my tribe have as a result of doing business with me, or as a result of attending this workshop, or as a result of purchasing this product? What will they have? What will they get? How will it make them feel? So they might get the new face cream that will make them look younger, look and feel younger. They might get the new supplement that will help them sleep better and reduce headaches. They might get the peace of mind knowing that their pets are cared for and loved while they are away. They might get the satisfaction and joy knowing they helped someone less fortunate. They might get the systems in place that will free up their time so that they can do other things on their bucket list. So a lot of things with you, Anne, it's really getting those business folks to well, first of all, to make more money, right? That should be a core value of what you're helping them to do, is make more money and free up more time by systemizing their stuff so they can spend time with family and fun, doing the things that they love and want to do. But so write down some things personally, how working with you personally is going to benefit your tribe. And for those of you watching, back to the pet owner example, so they'll have peace of mind knowing that their dog is well cared for. They'll have healthy diet for their dog. They'll have information to make informed decisions about doggy daycare. Some people do not. Okay, if you've read The Tipping Point, have any of you read that by Malcolm Gladwell? So you have the connectors, the mavens, and I think it's the salespeople. So I'm a connector, but I want to find the mavens. I go to Tiffany when I want to know something about the raw food because she's done the research. I don't want to research. That's why I would join her club if she had a club, because it's like, asking the doctor all the, pertinent information about your skincare or something. So the mavens are the ones that are doing the research on all of this. And we are all mavens in our own expertise space, but we aren't necessarily mavens in other areas of, like, I don't know anything about marine biology, right? I don't know anything about that. But if I wanted to know about that, I'd find the person that knew about it and I would ask them because I'm a connector. Or if Kaida wanted to know about marine biology, I'd find the marine biologist and I'd connect Kaida to the marine biologist, because that's who I am in that whole thing. So it's, you're acting though with your information about your business as the maven, or if you are the connector, find the people with the information that you want to share to your tribe and then get it out. So if you have a theme on generating wealth, who are the wealthiest people you know, find out their best tips and shoot it out to your tribe. Okay, interview questions for the vet. So if your tribe is someone that has to deal with pets, you may want to give them a template with 10 questions to ask your vet. Okay, Tiffany might want to create a template to give to her tribe that says 10 questions to ask your dermatologist. Denise might want to have 10 things to consider before pouring your heart into a charity. Okay, so something you might want to consider is, how is the money spent? All too often we hear about charities that give all this money to the administrative staff and very little gets to the people they're supposed to be serving. So that would be a top thing to consider before pouring your heart into a charity. Anne might want to create a template for the business owners, right? Top 10 fun things you would like to do if you had more time, and then maybe you have a list of 100 things and all they have to do is circle their top 10, and then you take that and you go into them with the core values and the fun things that they want to do. as Anne's talking to them about, well, you're freeing up more time so that you can go to your kids' soccer games. See, we're going to get you out of work earlier so that you can get to those soccer games. You know, you go back and you're like, okay, well, you mentioned that cruise, that you really want to take a cruise. So let's get your, you know, your business streamlined and making more money so that you can put away, you know, $200 a month for that cruise.
Really, that's why the CRM piece is really important, because as you, like, say if you have somebody you've been, you know, trying to recruit, say, and I usually set up my calls for once a month. So if you put like these little tiny subtle hints in there, like client is going on vacation, blank, 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 he's going to so-and-so. Think of how that client will feel that next month when you do the follow-up call and you go, oh, how was your vacation? And they're gonna love that you remembered and you thought of them and you make them feel really important. So that's how I build the, you know, business relationship. Just keep on doing the notes and keep on following up, and they learn to know, like, and trust you by being consistent.
Right. Perfect. And that's part of one of the resources that you offer, correct?
Yes. Well, I think it's important anyway. I mean, I you know, being in the entrepreneur circuit, I think follow-up is probably one of the top 5 things we don't do. And I'm glad you mentioned the other thing I think that many of us don't do is ask for, if you help a client and they're very satisfied, start asking them if they know somebody else you can help.
Right. And right there, what you just said, top 5 things businesses don't do. There's a blog post right there.
Yeah.
And you just listed 2 of them. So come up with 3 more. And that could be an ebook as well.
Yeah.
So you just expand a little bit more and you get some quotes from people that have said, oh, I didn't do that until I started using Anne's program, you know, and then it made it so much easier and so much more streamlined. Yes. So other benefits for the dog owners might be intact furniture and shoes, a quiet home, happy, healthy pets. Owners will feel, it's really important to get to that feeling. So if you don't do anything else when you're rewatching this, just answer this question. How does your tribe feel when they work with you or when they've purchased your product or service? How do they feel? And you can post that on your page. You could say, hey, if you've ever purchased anything from me or had me house sit or da-da-da-da, can you mention below, you know, please comment below how it feels to work with me. And they might say things like, well, I'm happy, I'm satisfied, I feel like you're responsible, I feel loved, respectful, proud, confident, calm, content. Okay. And then go back to those challenges. So it's always good to look at the challenges or the complaints. And then, so they are the complainers. You're solving the problem. Just like Tiffany mentioned, she said, I want to solve people's problems, their specific problem. So what are those problems? What solutions do you have? What are the problems? What solutions do you have? Focus on identifying the problem, offer the solution. Might be the knowledge, it might be a product, it might be the service, it might be a connection to someone else who has the answers for them. But give them what it is they're asking for. And a great way to do that is to form it in, like we talked about, either monthly, like Kaida mentioned, you know, broad monthly themes or detailed product of the week, myth of the week. You could do a product, a myth, you know, fears. Ooh, fears about house sitters. You know, I think they're going to take my toothbrushes for some reason and scoop them around my toilet. Like, oh my gosh, you know, does that really happen? I don't know. But that's a strange fear. Like how, you know, well, don't leave your toothbrushes out. So that's kind of a way to solve that problem. But, you know, what are the strange fears that people have? And what can you do to remedy those? All right, so we have, let me show you just what we have here. Screen sharing has stopped. Why is that? Come back. Okay. Okay, any questions so far? I think we're about to wrap it up.
Sorry, we're supposed to list our benefits?
Yes, yes. If you haven't done that, do that.
Okay.
And then this is the little template that I'll give you for those that like a template. But essentially, it's we talked about our tribe, so writing down that tribe here, and then just pick a topic. And of course, it's okay. This will be 2020 right here, of course, because we're already finished.
Seeing your what you're showing, we're seeing Zoom.
Oh, try again.
Just on a different screen, whatever that you're in.
Better?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so you'll list your tribe right here, and then you can skip January, February, go all the way to July and start there, and then you can loop back around, right? So this is July 2019. You would put your topic. So what during the month of July would you like to talk about? Not would you like to talk about, what would your tribe like to know? And then do 4 subtopics. So let's say that your topic is, let's say Anne's topic is follow-up. She mentioned follow-up is very important for businesses. So maybe during July, her whole topic is on follow-up. And maybe here, an idea is that she's going to interview entrepreneurs on their current follow-up system. And maybe she interviews 4 or 5 entrepreneurs in a video. All that's content. What do they use? Maybe she wants to interview people who only use the product that she's selling. She could do that too. And how they use it and how it's benefited them. All that is content. Maybe she wants to do some memes, you know, the 5 best ways to follow up. How often to follow up? What are the things that you say during a follow-up? Do you call? Do you text? Do you email? Do you Facebook? You know, how do you follow up? So all of that becomes the July content with the overall topic of follow-up, let's just say. She could do 1 a week, 1 a day, depending on how much time she has devoted to reaching her audience. And then an August topic, if it's Tiffany, maybe it's, so yours is all about the balance. Well, it's, you have unhappy, you're trying to convert corporate people into team members, kind of, right?
Pretty much,
So,
yeah.
so August, people talk about this all the time, the side hustle, you know, and what is a great way to transition from corporate is to not just quit your corporate job, but to really start a side hustle. And so maybe you interview people that have side hustles, or your particular business as a side hustle, and why it's of benefit to them. And with just working 3 hours a week, what could they accomplish? What could they accomplish with 5 hours a week? What could they accomplish with 10 hours a week? That type of a report would be helpful to me as a full-time employee. If I saw with just 1 hour a week, I could expect to get these most important tasks done. 5 hours, I could get these important tasks done. It doesn't guarantee income because I know you can't do that. But what could they feasibly accomplish in that amount of time? That type of a report.
Cool.
So anyway, you have this that I'll just send all of you, and then let's just come back to meeting and have me go over again. So let's start with Anne. So even before 1, we'll start with 0, which is, like Anne suggested, identifying your core values. So you, and that sometimes people call that your, or they'll do their why. Why are you in the business you're in? You have to truly believe in it to do any of this work. And if you're finding you're hitting roadblocks, it might be because you don't really know why you're doing it. And so go back to the basics of identifying the why, and then, like Anne suggested, identifying those core values. And if you look at the Chicks Creed bookmark, you'll see the core values there. And then our creed on the other side. And then if you look at the vision and foundation of Chicks Connect, it's a 2-page document. I'll post that as well. Maybe you want to do some of that prior work for your own business to help you articulate and formulate those things before you jump into this next step. So I'll post all that. Then you have your tribe, so identifying who they are, identifying their complaints or their challenges, not what you think, but what you know, because you've done some digging and research, you've asked your friends, why don't you have, so ask people, why don't you hire a house sitter when you go on vacation? Yeah, that'd be a great post. Try to get the reasons why they don't. And then take all those reasons, and those become your, those are your no's, your objections, excuse me. In the sales world, we approach people and people have objections. And like Denise was saying, they don't want to do something and then give it up. That's their objection. Okay, why is that? What if you did two at the same time? One for charity, one for you. And that would be the Tom's shoes. Do you know those little baby shoes? So when you buy a pair of Tom's shoes, Tom's donates to like a third world country or something. So you could, I don't know if they'd let you, but you could call it the Tom's approach, right? So when you come to my workshop, you get to take one creation for you, but one creation is going to be for charity. Or, that might just be an approach to help overcome that challenge of, I spent all this time making it, now I have to give it away. But the feeling of, those people just haven't had the feeling of giving because the feeling of giving is going to be so, yeah. So how are they then going to, just the feeling internally, but they might need some external, like the person receiving it or receiving the funds. So getting some word back. Sometimes people need the external before they can internalize it. So getting the feedback back from the charities that the people who did those things, that's that appreciation part, right? Okay, so identifying the tribe. What's that?
Throw in a thought with that, Jules?
Yeah, go for it. You're just a little laggy.
Sorry, yeah, it just broke up there for a minute. But I was also thinking that people may have a harder time letting go when they don't often do it in the first place as far as being creative. So I think taking time out for yourself, if you do that more frequently and you're always creating things, it's okay then to give it away. Now you're happy to share, but when you never create because you've never given yourself that time, when you do it, you're like, oh my gosh, look what I did, and you want to hang on to it and treasure it. So maybe also focusing on doing more of it to make it easier to let go. Could be something good for you too, Denise.
Excellent. Okay, so your why, your core values, identifying your tribe, what are their challenges or obstacles, what's keeping them from doing business with you or hiring a house sitter or joining a team or buying marketing or hiring Ann or doing charity work, what's stopping them? What solutions do you have for them? All those solutions become content. Videos, ebooks. You're all going to write an ebook in the next 2 weeks. Remember, it doesn't need to be huge. Diary of a house sitter. It could just be 5 pages. It could be 2 pages, whatever it is. Start somewhere and do it. If you want to, I'll read it. So send it to me if you really want to commit to doing that. I think it would be great. So other content, so 7 myths, 7 strategies, 7 tips. People like that number 7. 7's a good marketing number. It's open. They say it's a good number. Not too many. You could do your top 7 places to travel. So Kaida, get your people excited about traveling so they leave and you can house sit, right? Get them out. So, you could talk about all sorts of great destinations and have no fear. Kaida is here. That's a good one. Have no fear. Kaida is here. Kaida is here to take care of everything while you are enjoying yourself overseas or wherever. I'm all goosebumpy. I don't know. That might be a good one. Okay.
Kaida, you need to write an article for me for my week on travel, because I could definitely include that in my newsletter and post it on my website.
That sounds good. I also wanted to talk to you about I'll doing something about my trip to Haiti, which I'm still trying to share. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent.
So what did you do in Haiti?
Oh, I went with a mission that's locally based here called Project Living Hope, which is helping Haitians build Haiti. And so it was mostly, I was kind of an observer and participated in things and just had an amazing time.
Well, you can send that information to me because I send stuff to Haiti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So, I mean, I could see a magazine for you, Denise. I mean, an online magazine that features these charities and this craft. I could see a magazine. I don't know. And you know who does a magazine is Leslie Aiken. Leslie runs, or it's a periodical or something. Anyway, she runs the Saturday morning online chapter group at 8 a.m. called the Early Bird Chicks. And you could jump on that some Saturday morning, get to know her a little bit, and then just ask to see her publication. If that interests you, I don't know. But I mean, I would think that would be all the crafters would be interested in looking at, the different charities. I think that would be cool. How to get businesses involved in supporting. There could be a business feature. I mean, I don't know. Then then people advertise, they pay you for advertising. So that's how you make money, is the magazine generates advertisers. So, or generates dollars from advertising. Yeah, cool. Then I bet you get people to donate craft supplies too. You should have tons of people donating craft supplies for your cause.
I'm really, really protective of who donates and what I do with it. I'm real specific about, because I do, like I said, I just had three wedding dresses donated. So I'm real particular, who does what with what.
Yeah. But I mean, like the other stuff, just like supplies, like paint or products or whatever, there probably are companies that, I don't know, might do something.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so then you have, again, what did we say? The why, the core, the tribe, the challenges, the solutions, which is this is your content. This is what you're posting. Don't keep your solutions a secret. Oftentimes people are like, oh, well, I know the solution to that. Share it. Share it in multiple platforms, multiple ways. Cross-promote each other. Help each other out. Always post on the Chicks Connect fan page. If it's a blog and you want me to put it on the website, I will. Send it to me. If you want it in the newsletter, I can do that. You can post it in any of the social media groups that we have for Chicks Connect. There's tons of different outlets, not just your own, that you can post this information on. Same information can go to all the different places. And then the content calendar right here, and then the benefits to the people working with you. So what are they going to get and how are they going to feel as a result of working with you? And that's how I developed the Chicks tangible benefits and the intrinsic benefits. I asked the members, what do you get for your $27? You may have been asked that when trying to help promote Chicks Connect. Well, they take a look at the tangible benefits. That's what they get. How does it make them feel? I asked the chicks, how do you feel being a member of this community? They listed out more words than I would have ever guessed. And so I just used their whole list. So on the website, you'll see the tangible and the intrinsic benefits, all coming from the member, all coming from you guys. So ask the people that you've worked with to give you those answers. Okie dokie. Final parting words. Kaida, what action steps? So give me 3 action steps you're going to take in the next, I'll give you a month. Top 3 action steps. And those
well, I actually have to start the business.
Well, you're already starting because you're doing it right now. Those of you watching, write down 3 actionable steps that you can take away from this call. So Kaida, you go first.
So I like the idea of diary of a house sitter. And then I think probably asking for some testimonials and let's see. Not sure the third one right off taking action, because I'm for myself and for clients, because surely I will be insured soon.
Excellent. All right. Denise.
Well, I think I'm going to probably update my Facebook page for Be Creative, work on the ebook, and I think I'm just going to start doing the weekly charity, just promoting a different kind of charity and what that entails, what you do when you come to a Sew Fest or Paint Fest or whatever it is we're doing. I think that's what I'm going to work on.
Excellent. And can you share those events in the Chicks group or something so that they can see them?
I didn't catch my thing. What is the last thing you said?
Can you share your events to our Chicks pages so that the Chicks can see them? Because I know that there are a lot of heart-centered Chicks. I don't know how far people are from you, but they might be, they might want to take a field trip. Maybe a chapter would want to go take a field trip.
I'm nearest to Springfield and Eugene, Oregon. Okay.
Excellent.
Do that.
All right, Tiffany, how about you?
I am going to work on writing my ebook because it was kind of already on my list.
Yay.
I want to do videos along with it too, so I got to figure out how that'll actually go in there. Ebook, so perfect. And then I'm going to implement my social media content plan just to be structured, have my content out there, and kind of along with it, but I'm going to make sure that my newsletter also has great content that drives along with it, that I get more content from other people, but that I be very intentional about linking back to solving problems for people in my newsletter. So
excellent. Excellent. Do you have a little place in your newsletter where you say like how to, like video links or YouTube links?
For what?
Well, you could link, so if you just had, like that picture of you as a chef or whatever, and then there's a picture of you with the Neora bottle. Okay, so you might want to highlight 2 or 3 videos. So in your newsletter, you put the picture of you and then a link to a few of your YouTube videos.
Just on the specific topic that I'm trying to talk about?
Right. If you have those, or like 2 or 3 a week, because people like to watch videos, they'll click and watch it. So if there are, if you kind of rotate out those videos, you'll have them in your newsletter that you can refer back to and get more traction on. So some of your favorite videos that people should watch.
Oh, okay. And you're thinking like just in general, some of my favorite kind of videos?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. We can totally put links in there. I've been kind of doing that so far with like, like blogs and stuff. But yeah, I like that on just some of my favorites and all.
Yeah. So just, change one out every week, rotate them down, but keep 2 in there and change out another one, and just kind of keep rotating the videos that you've already created, just because you have new subscribers all the time. You also have people that may have missed a week and didn't catch that content and want to go back and look at it. Okay, Miss Ann, give us 3 action steps.
I actually wrote down 5.
Excellent. Give us 5, overachiever.
I was going to say that same word. Go, Ann.
Yeah, so ebook, I'm going to work on that, the content calendar. I'm also going to do a video schedule. One of my business has a team of 180, and that is got to be my focus coming up, because I really got to get them going to the next direction. And then I'm going to do a post on my personal page and have the lovely people of Las Vegas vote and pick out 12 restaurants out of that post.
Nice. Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I always get good ones on that. So I'm going to do something like that. I don't want to really promote a chain. I'd rather promote, a
local mom and pops. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll be better for your business anyway, because the chains have to go through higher up sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah. So, it's awesome. This is a perfect call, perfect timing for me. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for being here. You guys stuck it out for 2 whole hours. Way to go. All right. Anything else? All right, enjoy your day. We have another one of these in July. I think it's something to do with fun before and after 50 or something, because I'm turning 50 end of July. I think that's what the title is, but I'll promote that. And for those of you watching, I'm sorry you couldn't be here with us today, but hopefully you find some great content, and hopefully you get to know these chicks a little bit better. And if you have any questions at all, just reach out. Okay, love and hugs to all of you. Bye.
Bye.